Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia. Here on my channel, we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self love and healing. I sometimes use hot topics and TV shows as my medium, and today I am talking about the backlash that Mr. Jonathan Mayers received regarding his Ebony cover. I hope you are well. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you see fit. Now, let's get into today's topic. Mr. Jonathan Mayers is a 33-year-old actor known for his roles in Lovecraft Country from HBO, which was awesome. Check it out if you haven't. And The Harder They Fall from Netflix. Now, he's done other movies, but these are the two most known movies. He's also going to be playing Ant-Man, and he is also starring in a role for Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan on March 3rd. Michael B. Jordan is making his director's debut, and I find that to be exciting news. Congratulations to him. Majors appears on the February edition of Ebony magazine, and he received a lot of backlash because I'm guessing because he was wearing pink, he has his legs crossed. I think that has a little bit to do with Valentine's Day as far as the color palette, but I also found out some more information regarding the inspiration for this cover, and I'm going to talk about it. But I also want to talk a little bit about masculinity because the conversation that's being had is that this cover emasculated him as a man. And I don't find that to be true, but I want to know your thoughts. So please comment in the comment section below. Majors was styled by Alexander Gibson, an anime fan. Michael B. Jordan is also an anime fan, and it turns out we're going to see a lot of references or influences from anime in his director's debut of Creed 3. And so this theme was around Alexander's love of anime. In fact, Alexander dressed as the same character on his IG page. I was able to find a picture here. The styling is based on or paying homage to a villain that everyone loves to hate, apparently, and he was the inspiration for the cover. Now, I personally don't find that Mr. Majors looks less masculine because of the cover, but let's talk about it. So, the concern was that they emasculate our men. And I do have to agree. In many ways, our men are emasculated. I just don't feel like this particular cover is related. But I do want to talk about it a little bit. So let's talk about the definition of emasculate. The definition of emasculate, according to Webster, is deprive strength of, vigor or spirit, to weaken, to castrate, to deprive a man of the male role or identity. And I don't see that being done. I don't look at that picture and say, he doesn't look like a man. He looks all man to me. He looks very masculine to me. I don't look at the color pink and say a man isn't masculine. But that's just me. And I want to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts below. Um, Ambiguous styling has been around for forever. In the 70s, it was extremely popular. You saw men wearing half tops, tight pants. It was the rock and roll look. Prince was well known for his ambiguous style. Prince wore eyeliner, had a blowout, wore high heels because he was short. He would have on chaps. Prince did what he wanted to do. Prince expressed himself how he wanted to express himself. He wore lace, he wore feather, he did whatever he wanted to do. Teddy Pendergrass, the Isley Brothers, Gap Band, James Brown, all of these men wore outfits that would be or could be considered less masculine. But does masculinity show up in your clothes? Or what exactly is masculinity? How do we want to see it? And I think we believe the masculine men are Idris Elba's and Denzel Washington's, or even our thugs like Tupac, when Tupac wasn't even really a thug. You know, Tupac was really a philosopher, he was an educator. He found a way to connect with the community, but he really wasn't a thug. But that look, that appearance, that aggression that you would hear, assertiveness that you would hear, people consider that to be very masculine. And I think because this picture or these pictures of Jonathan are with pink backgrounds and roses and him laid out, and you know how he's holding his face, it's an automatic feeling that he isn't a masculine man. I have to disagree. I actually find him to be very masculine. I think we need to have a more honest conversation about masculinity. I think sometimes we want it to be just so rough and tumble. And that's, I believe, one of the reasons why we have so many issues with abuse and miscommunication in our community. Everything has to be so hard and so tough. It's okay for gentleness. I find masculine men to be gentle. I find masculine men to be confident. I find masculine men to be nurturing. I don't look at a man who's extremely aggressive as masculine. I see fear, I see anger, I see trauma, I see disconnect. I don't see masculinity because a man is aggressive, right? And I think that's what we kind of get things mixed up. Or if he's extremely suave, everyone isn't going to be suave, but it doesn't mean that they're not masculine, right? And I think that's what we've become accustomed to. And anything outside of that is considered less masculine. Those are my opinions. But I do find him to be masculine. I find him to be very confident, which I find to be attractive and masculine, comfortable in his own skin and style. Like if you look at his style, I got some other pictures here where I'm showing that he doesn't stick to a particular script. He expresses himself differently. He expresses himself through his style, which I have to commend. I think this monolithic way of living, thinking, and looking is boring. I love to see people express themselves. And I feel like he expresses himself through his fashion as well as the movie roles he takes in his art in general. He seems to be someone who isn't seeking validation, right? Again, goes back to confidence and someone being very comfortable in their own skin. And I find those features to be masculine. He's a man who appears to care about himself and his body. I know he's in shape for the movie, but I look back and he's always been in shape. And he says in his interviews that he's just a country boy and he's used to being outside. So he's someone who works with his body, um, and who has cared for himself. And again, that's attractive. I find that to be masculine as well. I don't think masculinity again means that you are rough and tumble and hard and silent and aggressive. And I want to know, what do you consider to be a masculine man? Because I love a nurturing man. I find that to be masculine. I love an intelligent man. I find that to be masculine. So I want to know your thoughts. What do you find masculine about a man? Or for the guys that listen, how do you feel masculine? Maybe I'll have a panel where we talk about this. That's a good idea, isn't it? In short, the freedom to express ourselves is just becoming lost. If we don't do things like others want or how other people are going to be comfortable, then we're automatically canceled or outcast. And I find that to be unfortunate. We're all individuals. We have our own purpose, we have our own style, and I think it's a great idea to free yourself, to live in your own purpose, to express yourself how you want to express yourself, as long as you're not harming someone else, as long as you're not being destructive. Live your best life. You know, it's okay to be comfortable in your skin and to explore. You know, if a man likes to sew, if a man likes to cook, if a man likes to clean, if a man likes to take care of himself, groom himself, that should be accepted. Do you know there are men who won't practice proper hygiene because they have been told what's considered to be homosexual or not, or gay or not? Like, how is washing your butt considered gay? But there are men who won't properly wash themselves because going through that area makes them homosexual. That's what someone told them. And we have to get out of this toxic thinking. And what I would like for us to address are the bigger issues we have. We have bigger issues in our community and what's shown on media than Jonathan Mayers without a shirt and a pink furry coat, like the promotion of abuse, domestic violence, violence and hatred towards women. We see this on all media outlets. The lack of health and healthy relationships in our community that isn't promoted in the media. There's a lot of promotion of the angry black woman fighting, throwing drinks, jumping across tables, being over sexualized. Sex is being highly promoted to our children and not love of self. We're not talking about love yourself. We're talking about, if you want to change yourself before they even know who they are, before their frontal lobe is even developed. The lack of mental health resources in our community. We're starting to talk about mental health, which I'm excited about, but people still have a really hard time seeking help. And resources is a limitation to that, but there are also a lot of people who don't believe in mental health and mental health care and just physical care, physical health, just caring for yourself on a day to day basis, getting to even know yourself, just building relationships. We burn bridges left and right. Let one person do one thing, and it's like cancel culture, burn a bridge. Um, we're losing our community and our sense of community, and what we choose to focus on sometimes is very concerning to me because for me that cover doesn't say that man is less than a man. To me, that cover says that man is very comfortable with himself, and if he is homosexual, so what? I just find it all to be interesting, but I didn't look at that photo and say, oh my god, he's emasculated. Not at all. I didn't understand what the big fuss was, to be honest, because I feel like there are other things we really can concern ourselves with. I also find it very unfortunate that, Michael B. Jordan's success is being overshadowed by this photo. He's the director of this film. This is a majority black cast, it looks like. And we're not even celebrating that. Like, it's just like the Oscars. We couldn't celebrate anything else because of the Will Smith incident. Like, all of our strives get taken over or overshadowed by things that matter, but we can address at a different time. And in this case, this is just, you know, two people or a person playing homage to something that they enjoy or something that they love, which is anime. Had nothing to do with masculinity or sexuality or anything else. Um, I love the brotherhood that Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors are displaying. And I've even heard conversations around that. People are like, they shouldn't touch each other and they shouldn't hug each other. We have to make up our mind. Do we want our men to have a connection, show emotions, be in touch with their emotions, express themselves, be comfortable enough in their own skin where they can say, that's my brother and I love him? Or do we want to keep that shut down? Because one thing for sure is that if he can't connect with himself or his peers, he isn't going to be able to connect with you. Everyone doesn't compartmentalize, and everyone can't turn on and off their emotions. But if I'm shut off from my own emotions, how do I know when to show emotions to you? I'm shut off. So for me, I don't find that Jonathan Majors is less of a masculine man because of this cover. And I don't feel that this was a attempt to emasculate another strong black man. I think that we pick and choose battles again that don't benefit the community as a whole, and the cancers that are eating our community alive are allowed to be fed. I would love this much attention and uproar for all of these shows that promote self hate that promotes trauma and trauma bonding, that promotes the breakdown of family, that promotes unhealthy relationships, that promotes violence, that promotes hypersexuality, that promotes just the demise of our community. I would love that kind of energy that we got towards this cover to be put towards those shows and those images that are running rapid around our social media outlets. The gender war, the man against woman, the black man against woman. I hate black women. Like all these men, the red pill, I'm part of the red pill community. Did you know that The Matrix was written by a black woman? So the one thing that you're using the whole red pill against was written and developed by a black woman with spiritual meaning. I just want us to do better. I want us to be better. So, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I am doing this in the wee hours of the night, which is why I'm not on camera. I didn't want to turn on a whole bunch of lights, but for some reason, this was on my mind. So I said, I'm going to talk about it and put some pictures together. And I hope you like it. But I do want to know your thoughts. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. And don't forget to love yourself for who you are. Take care. Bye-bye.